After the events of the past year, police across the country have been operating under a microscope. All police here in D.C. will soon be operating on camera. The mayor announcing this week that she wants to expand the pilot program and have every officer in the city outfitted with a body camera within 18 months. What do you feel will be the impact of this program?
I mean, I think it's very positive, both for the community and for the police department. It gives us kind of an independent, non-biased third-party witness to encounters between police and community members, and I can tell you from just years of experience, a lot of times we have situations where 10 people are in the same scenario and you get 10 different versions of what happened. And it's just human nature to the way people are when they witness things. So having video footage to kind of clearly lay out what you see and hear is helpful, especially when we got to determine whether we have an issue of misconduct by an officer or a criminal act by a person in the community.
To what degree do you feel there's still a misunderstanding in the public about how the cameras will be used? You've said in the past that some people will be frustrated if they think it will give them instant replays of police actions or interactions with the public.
Yeah, so I think that, just we have to make sure people understand what the technology can and can't do and how it can and can't be used. I mean, we still have a very strong interest in protecting the privacy of people in general in the public. And so if you imagine, the camera being the eyes of a police officer during their shift, there are a lot of people that get caught in images on the video, and we have a strong interest in protecting their privacy for a lot of reasons.
Is there a right to privacy when you're out in public?
Well, it depends. If you're a witness to a crime, I'm certainly going to make sure you have a right to privacy so that nobody else will know that you're a witness to a crime. And then, there's, addresses and tag numbers of cars. And, so we want to make sure that privacy is protected. And the videos that are involved in criminal investigations or administrative investigations won't be released until after those are complete, just like any other document.
There are 4,000, at least you're trying to keep it at 4,000, uniformed officers. Are we talking about uniformed officers wearing these cameras? We're not talking about homicide detectives, the guys who wear the suits.
Right.
Who are we talking about? Just the person who wears the uniform?
Well, not exclusively uniform. We're rolling them out in the areas where we think we have the most priority first. So the biggest priority is the uniformed police officers that respond to 911 calls and are in marked cars in uniform every day. So they're the priority.
Somebody we think of as a patrol officer.
Patrol officer. But we also want to have, we have a lot of specialty units. We have our SWAT team, for example, who would benefit from the use of a camera. We have our special events unit that, monitor large events in the district that would benefit from the unit. There's a lot of different units we want to make sure are included, and some non-uniform. Plus, we're using some in the training academy. So we want to roll them out in a way that makes the most sense, but continue to roll out over a couple of years to make sure everybody that should have one on has one.
Will the cameras be on during casual interactions between police officers and people? A lot of times when I'm walking into my barbershop, there's a police officer standing outside. We'll stop and have a conversation about the wizards or something like that.
Yeah, no. So the policy is pretty clear that any interaction that's official police duty. So if you're in a patrol car and the dispatcher calls you and gives you an assignment, as soon as you take that assignment, you turn that camera on. And you don't turn it off until you clear that assignment. If you make a traffic stop, as soon as you turn your lights on, you turn that camera on. So we want to capture the official police duties. We certainly don't want to capture, just 8 hours of streaming video, because it makes it much more difficult for us to manage and sort and use the video. So we try to use the best common sense guidelines that we can, and give a little flexibility.
Is it subject to FOI? And why not if it isn't?
So there's a couple of reasons. Right now, we couldn't comply if we wanted to. The extensive amount of editing and redaction that would have to be done to ensure the privacy of individuals captured in the video, there's no way we would be able to do that. So what we want to do is we want to make sure that we're balancing the protection of the privacy of people who become part of these videos, but also finding a way to make sure that people that need to have access to these videos have access. So that
defense attorneys.
So attorneys, prosecutors, defense attorneys, people involved in the instance. What we're getting is a lot of curiosity seekers, and we don't think that this is the appropriate way for these to be used. So I think that's kind of where we're falling out along the privacy, transparency balance is that we have to make sure that people are protected, and those that have a stake in the video, we don't have any problem with sharing.
Did you wear one just to see what it was like, to see how your day went?
I didn't wear it for a whole day, but I put a couple of different models on just to see how they feel. I mean, I personally like the one that, you can put on like a pair of glasses.
Like Google Glass.
Yeah, but the officers they don't like that one too much.
So it's going to be the chest.
Messes up the way you look, I think.
Yeah.
So it's going to be the chest.
They're
mount?
chest or collar mounts. So there's different types of mounts you can use, and it's going to be based on we'll have a couple different options for the officers.
When will they be on? We had the pilot program, and it's going to take 18 months to get them rolled out.
Well, the ones that were out for the pilot are still out, so we're going to push out another 250. I've got about 168 now. I'm going to push out another 250, hopefully in the next month or two. And then the plan for FY16 is to buy 2,800. Logistically,
Wow.
I can tell you, this is a massive undertaking. I've rolled out more technology in 8 years than one can imagine, and none of it is comparable to this. The logistics is just enormous.